but it all depends on what our scheme or and what we're trying to do with the kick, with our coverage. If we're directionally kicking, then we need consistency. If we're going deep right and we're taking our coverage in that direction, he misses in the middle of the field, then we're dead in the water. But we're looking for consistency more than anything. Early on, really about the first week to 10 days in camp, we'll have the kickers working a little bit of kickoffs more individually, but we're teaching schemes, we're doing drills, how to attack blocks, how to read different things. We really won't go full group until probably mid to late next week. So we're charting those guys and seeing. We want to kind of gradually build it. With it being a 5-week camp, we don't want to throw too much at them too quick. But we'll get those guys charted. We've got a pretty good idea of what we have coming into camp, and see if again what we thought coming in. How our kickers perform, it'll either verify that, or if we need to make changes, then we'll make a change.
What does John and Evan, both of them, what do they do just to separate each other? How have they performed so far?
Again, Evan's kind of our swing guy. He was the backup kickoff guy last year when we redshirted John. John had a heavier emphasis on that throughout the winter, spring, and summer. And again, all of our guys have looked good. We just need to continue to get more consistent. And again, being away for a week, you kind of expect some of those things, getting back into the swing of things, but we just got to get more consistent and continue to build up our strength, build up our endurance, everything like that.
Speaking of that, do you worry about overworking as far as like using Mike on kickoff?
That's we're trying to take that off his plate as long as we can. Now, if it gets closer to game week and we've got an issue, then we're going to put out the best, the guys that are going to give us the best chance to win. But we would like to take that off his plate. We need other guys to step up.
Mark, what's the progression been like for John and just being able to control it a little bit better in his directional kicking?
Again, he's got an extremely talented leg, but the thing, it took him a while to understand, just because it's different. He was able to kick the ball into the end zone in high school, and if the ball goes in the end zone, touchback, done. Well, the guys that we're going to face at returner, they'll take the ball from 5 yards out of the end zone. So our kicks have to match our coverage. I'd rather have it at the goal line with hang time to allow our guys to use their speed to get down there in the placement that we need it, as opposed to kicking it 3 yards deep in the end zone right down the middle and having it be a low kick. It's about he's one of 11 guys out there, and it all starts with him. If our kick isn't what we need, then it puts 10 guys in a terrible spot. And now they've got to really work their butts off to be able to adjust and get through the play.
That was an issue. So where is he with that right now? Obviously it's progressed, but it doesn't sound like it's exactly where you want it to be.
Well, it's still early, and we haven't done. I think we've done kickoffs one day. So again, you want to. We work different phases on different days, and with the kickoff, you're getting a 10 to 12 yard running start. That's the most explosive movement. We're not going to do that 3-4 times a week. So we're going to continue to build it, continue to chart it, and we're going to continue to work as many guys as we need to, and then as we get deeper into camp, we'll kind of have a better idea of who our number one is, who our number two. But again, that's going to be a fluid situation, throughout camp, really throughout the year.
Last year, Gary was a dependable, I guess you'd call him a punt catcher, but you didn't get a lot of return yardage off of that. Do you have anybody you think can be a bit more explosive in that category this year?
Yeah, we've got Gary working back there. We've got Marcus Sims working back there. David Sills, Tevin Bush. We've got guys that are catching the ball. We've got guys that are more, that are explosive. And Gary was dependable, but we were really bad up front. And it seemed like every time he was catching the ball, he had somebody in his face. So it's not just on the returner; it's on those other 10 guys. And we've worked those techniques all throughout the spring, and we've hit them each of the last couple days here. But again, it's the same thing. The returner, if he can make a guy miss, that's great. A lot of times we will ask him to make one guy miss, but he can't make 3 or 4 miss.
I think a lot of people would be surprised with the name David Sills back there. What does he bring there that you like?
He's tough. He's fearless. he's dependable. He's a guy that you can trust, a lot like Gary. He's got some good moves. He's fast, he's quick, he can change direction, but the biggest thing is, he's fearless. He's not going to back down. He's not going to take his eyes off the ball. He's going to trust the guys that are out there with him. But you see a lot of the same thing. We get him in open space, playing him at inside receiver. We try and get him in open space a lot. It's the same thing with punt returns.